Thank you for subscribing to this channel. This is a Reading Part C practice video.
The correct answer is D. Show that his prediction of antibiotic resistance was accurate. The quote from Alexander Fleming's Nobel Prize acceptance speech is used to emphasize his prescient prediction about antibiotic resistance. In the quote, Fleming expressed concerns about the potential for microbes to become resistant to antibiotics if people use them improperly or inappropriately. The subsequent information in the passage about the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) report on antibiotic-resistant infections serves to demonstrate that Fleming's prediction was indeed accurate, as antibiotic resistance has become a significant and widespread problem, leading to illness and death. Now, let's examine why the other options are incorrect. A. Emphasize the impressive history of antibiotics. The quote from Fleming's speech is not primarily used to emphasize the history of antibiotics but rather to highlight his prediction about the danger of antibiotic resistance in the future. B. Reveal the ease at which people may purchase antibiotics. The quote does mention the possibility of penicillin being bought by anyone in the shops, but this is not the primary focus of quoting Fleming's speech. The emphasis is on the danger of misuse and antibiotic resistance. C. Compare current usage of medication to an earlier time. The quote from Fleming's speech does reference a potential future scenario, but it is not primarily used to compare current medication usage to an earlier time. Instead, it focuses on the prediction of antibiotic resistance and its consequences.
Let's look at the next question.
The correct answer is C. Resistance is at an all-time low for the most common infections. In the second paragraph, the writer finds particularly worrisome that resistance to common bacteria has reached alarming levels in many parts of the world. This means that the effectiveness of antibiotics in treating common infections is decreasing significantly. The report reveals that resistance has spread to the point where some areas are running out of treatment options for these common infections. In other words, resistance to antibiotics for common infections is at an all-time high, not at an all-time low. Now, let's discuss why the other options are incorrect. One particular antibiotic no longer provides resistance anywhere. The paragraph does not mention that a particular antibiotic no longer provides resistance anywhere. It focuses on the increasing levels of antibiotic resistance for common infections. B. Newborns are quickly becoming resistant to all antibiotics. The paragraph does mention Klebsiella pneumonia, which can affect newborns, but it does not suggest that newborns are quickly becoming resistant to all antibiotics. It discusses the spread of resistance to carbapenem antibiotics used to tackle this bacteria, which is a specific concern, but not a general statement about newborns becoming resistant to all antibiotics. In summary, option C is the correct answer because it accurately reflects the main concern highlighted in the paragraph, which is the alarming increase in resistance to antibiotics for common infections, not a decrease or the specific resistance to a single antibiotic.
Let's look at the next question.
The correct answer is C, an essential component of the medical system. In the third paragraph, when Dr. Keiji Fukuda refers to effective antibiotics as one of the pillars, he means that antibiotics are a fundamental and indispensable part of the medical system. They are crucial for treating bacterial infections and have been a cornerstone of modern medicine. Without effective antibiotics, many medical treatments and procedures that rely on infection prevention and control would become significantly compromised. Therefore, describing antibiotics as one of the pillars emphasizes their essential role in healthcare. Now, let's examine why the other options are incorrect. A. An innovation that changed the healthcare industry. While antibiotics were indeed a significant medical innovation, the phrase, one of the pillars, doesn't specifically emphasize their role as an innovation but rather their status as an essential component of healthcare. B. A permanent fixture in the field of medicine. While antibiotics have been a long-standing and important part of medicine, the term, one of the pillars, doesn't necessarily imply permanence. It highlights their importance but doesn't address whether they are permanent fixtures. D. A remedy that is among the greatest inventions. While antibiotics are considered one of the greatest inventions in medicine, the phrase, one of the pillars, focuses more on their foundational and essential role rather than ranking them among inventions.
Let's look at the next question.
The correct answer is A. Their everyday use for common diseases. According to Dr. Steve Solomon in the provided passage, the ultimate responsibility for antibiotic resistance lies in the everyday use of antibiotics for common diseases. He mentions that the use of antibiotics, even when they are not needed or are dispensed incorrectly, puts biological pressure on bacteria. This biological pressure promotes the development of resistance among bacteria. In other words, the frequent and unnecessary use of antibiotics contributes to antibiotic resistance. Now, let's examine why the other options are incorrect. B. The prescriber's lack of experience. While the passage mentions that antibiotics are sometimes dispensed incorrectly due to a lack of experience or knowledge, Dr. Solomon's primary point is that the overall use of antibiotics for common diseases is the main driver of antibiotic resistance. It's not solely the prescriber's lack of experience that is responsible. C. The increase in global demand. The passage does mention a growing worldwide need for antibiotics, but it doesn't attribute antibiotic resistance directly to the increase in demand. Instead, it emphasizes the misuse and overuse of antibiotics. D. The medical professional's misuse. While the passage discusses the incorrect dispensing of antibiotics and mentions that antibiotics are prescribed when not needed, Dr. Solomon doesn't specifically point to medical professionals as the sole responsible party. He highlights the misuse as a contributing factor, but the emphasis is on the broader issue of everyday use for common diseases.